I feel bad for this guy because it doesn't matter how good of a job he does as Geralt, he's cooked. It's over. People have already decided that he's wrong, and it's the main character. I think that's the difference. His agent should be fired. He should have never accepted the role. I'm going to be...
Yes, they made 3 seasons of The Witcher, and in the last 2, they sideline the main character, Geralt, to the point where the actor involved was unhappy and quit because they were deviating so far from the books. And they had some weird storylines, and now for the 4th and 5th series, they've replaced him with a different actor. It's a complete disaster.
Real. I kind of think that you're right.
Greetings, you over 1 million practitioners of common sense and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. Henry Cavill is probably laughing his ass off right now. And it's not just because James Gunn's Superman, or Superman's James Gunn, finished its worldwide theatrical run at $615 million, which, the last time I checked, although I'm not very good at math, is a lot less than the $668 million brought in by the Man of Steel in its worldwide theatrical run over 10 years ago without adjusting for inflation. And while you think that will be enough to provide some snot bubble-inducing laughter, I'm actually concerned for Henry's health right now because Netflix decided to one-up it by dropping a full Witcher Season 4 trailer, which also happens to be the first trailer of any kind for this show, released a whopping 3 weeks before it premieres. Now, they did release a small clip a couple of weeks prior to this trailer that was ratioed and roasted into oblivion. And we've
oh my God,
some shocking...
Everybody fucking hates it.
Wow.
I mean, just cancel it.
News, the trailer is being ratioed and roasted into oblivion. But perhaps I'm being too harsh. Maybe Lauren Hissrich and her crew of feminists, after being humbled by the entire world and Henry Cavill, have decided to turn over a new leaf and never mind.
Oh, God. Supposed to be the Baron. Oh, come on. The witch hurt.
You've spent a lifetime battling monsters and men.
Well, actually, Geralt has spent a lot of time being nerfed in his own show, including, but not limited to, being injured in the final episode of season 1 so the girls can fight it out. And those monsters he was fighting, more often than not, were some variation of a woman who was subjugated by a man, so we should feel really bad when she dies, including the testicles with women's faces.
By the way, every single time that there was an option to, like, either spare or kill a character in Witcher 3, I killed them every single time. You're a succubus, you're dead. You're a Doppler, you're dead. You're a werewolf, you're dead. It doesn't matter. I'm fucking kill every single time. Yep. Always kill him.
Greatly reduced screen time chasing around the girl is the key to everything.
Wait, what? Can you really?
What's going on? Oh, he was probably finding out that you could sleep with a succubus, and now he's regretting killing everything.
Entire being is dedicated to finding someone. Will you fear you failed? Your Ciri.
We are joining Geralt across the continent to reclaim that.
Whatever he's up to, Ciri's at the center of it. We need to save Ciri.
What if I can't save her?
And lo and behold, Ciri is, for the 4th season in a row, the girl who is the key to everything. And I know she eventually becomes that in the books that were published over 30 years ago when it wasn't as much of a trope, but it is now. And this is probably why you don't take 6 years to produce 4 seasons where Geralt was never the central focus.
She's not who she says she is.
I feel like a lot of the excitement and the popularity of The Witcher is derived from people that probably played the games. I think that a lot of people played the games and they liked the games a lot. I think that it should have been centered around Geralt going on adventures with Ciri.
The game had a fabulous story. Just follow the story of the game. It's not rocket science. It's called The Witcher, and The Witcher is Geralt.
Show.
For some.
These are supposed to be the notorious and brutal rats from the books, although you can't really tell here. It looks like they're just standing around waiting to be offended. But I don't think there is a single image from a Netflix adaptation that...
They don't appear intimidating.
represents a Netflix adaptation better than this.
What a company I've ended up with.
Ooh,
Oh.
maybe I spoke too soon. This is Liam Hemsworth as the Temu Witcher. And listen, I've got nothing against the guy. He's got some big shoes to fill. I just hope he got paid a lot. Oh, and I got to give
I mean, yeah, they literally have it. Like, he's set up to fail. I feel bad for the guy.
So they're replacing an extremely popular actor who did a fabulous show in the first 3 series with someone no one wanted.
Harold, he proved me wrong as fuck. Yeah, he did.
Netflix credit here. See, Disney, it's not that hard. Midgets playing dwarves. You can pump the brakes on the whole global phenomenon thing, Netflix. The only thing that's remarkable about this show is the fact that you didn't cancel it and how much money you're willing to put into Lauren Hissrich.
That's what I think is crazy, is that they should have canceled the show. I don't know what they were thinking,
Agreed. It's flushing money down the drain.
not canceling it.
Competence.
Something is shifting on this continent. Bogafort is gathering an army.
We finally get a shot of The Witcher's main character, Yennefer, and this season's antagonist, Vilgefortz, who, surprisingly enough, is after Ciri.
Whatever he's up to,
I would have
Ciri's
never
at the
guessed.
center of it.
Oh, it
will
series.
be mine.
Please have a seat right there.
And of course, there's a heavy dose of the obligatory feminist gobbledygook girl bossing.
Can we win this fight?
And it wouldn't be a Witcher series without hysterical women screaming over dramatically.
Oh, God. This sounds
If you can't tell, I have no desire to see this.
like, what is this, Portland? Uh-huh.
And the most disappointing
Jesus.
casting of all, what are we
Really?
doing here, is Lawrence Fishburne. And while his resemblance to the character in
Uncanny resemblance, right?
the game is uncanny along with all the other Netflix casting, it's not disappointing that he was
This is just one pet peeve as an author who cares about world building is middle age and diversity go together like oil and water. In middle age, you have like 6 or 7 generations per century. If you have people living together, they're all the same race everywhere. It's no one travels. There's no immigration. It's if you want to have people with different skin colors, they have to come from distant regions, like regions really far apart. The way they just have, like, they have the same mixture as like Los Angeles in these small villages in medieval fantasy Europe. It breaks immersion so much for me.
offered the role. It's disappointing that he accepted it. And it doesn't help.
Especially for nobles. Nobles, one of their defining characteristics is being inbred. Every nobles always marry other nobles, noble blood. And so they're all related to each other, so how can they be diverse?
That he's delivering lines stolen from Hillary Clinton's campaign slogan.
We are
I
stronger.
don't have a problem with that. That's my opinion is that if you want to race swap a character, Lawrence Fishburne is an S tier actor. He's great. I would give him a shot. I would. I don't think it's an issue. I think that really you're talking about having a really, really high tier, high quality actor doing this. Yeah, that's it's Lawrence okay? Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. It doesn't matter.
Together.
What's something that you always carry with you?
The Witcher.
Yeah.
And Yasker is back, a character who was tolerable in season 1 and
The
then they
dialogue's
turned
the
him
issue?
into the sitcom gay best friend.
You did not mention anything about an ominous graveyard of death.
That's some brilliant writing there. Last time I checked, all graveyards are graveyards of death. Anyway, the only character development Yasker has had over 3 seasons is he's gay now. Speaking of that, I'm still waiting for my good friend Dan Vast to cover that song that Yasker sang to his boyfriend.
Man.
Then there's Liam Hemsworth's take on Geralt of Rivia, especially the voice as compared to Henry Cavill's. Not exactly seamless, but it might give you whiplash.
Let's move.
Dude, I was waiting for him to say bro there. He sounds like a jock. I guess gone is the stoic Geralt, and at least Henry tried to channel Doug Cockle's voice from the games. And it's not just the voice. You see Liam smirking, and this just comes off looking like a parody or a fan film, not to disrespect the fan films. To be fair, this show has always had its problems with production design, hair, makeup, costumes, and general verisimilitude from the Nilfgaardian ballsack armor and...
Wait.
How would you even make armor like that? And why would you even make armor like that?
Armor in season 1 to modern vernacular to Ciri always looking like she walked out of
I think that's another really big issue that a lot of these shows have that a lot of people might not realize is that the way that the dialogue is spoken is just, it feels like it's very modernized and it doesn't feel like you're really in a fantasy world. Just by the way, just the way.
I agree, but if talk about immersion, there's, again, I'm sorry, the diversity just doesn't work for me in the middle age setting.
Way they talk, the tone, the words that are used, it just doesn't feel, it doesn't.
They nail it in the games. If you, the cutscenes, they're fantastic.
Have that level of escapism. Like, I remember noticing this a lot in Rings of Power and then thinking back to the dialogue in Lord of the Rings.
Salon, despite running around in the mud and the muck all the time. Then there's this girl in the Rats who went to the local Sally's Beauty Supply on the continent.
Yes, that's one thing now that I realize it's really sticking out to me. This is hair you get from going to paying $300 and going to the hair salon. This is not a middle-aged hairdo.
Got herself some Wella Blondor Volume 20 to bleach that hair. And before we go any further, I know where you're going in the comments section. My wife was a hairstylist. That's the only reason I know that.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess it could have been a weave, but whatever it is, Netflix and
who knows?
Rich wanted to make damn sure this epic fantasy.
Yeah, and isn't it immersion breaking to have like Commoner, like Crook, have a hairdo that looks like someone paid a fortune for it?
Based on Polish folklore reflected the Los Angeles they live in today. But credit to Netflix for knowing their audience and probably guessing correctly that within 30 seconds you would be bored of this trailer. So just in case you didn't notice with your own eyes that they recast Geralt, they decide to go full meta. And they start out with a little self-awareness.
Hope is reborn. Oh, right. Because now they're recasting the... This is so shameless, man. So fucking shameless.
Bad.
The Witcher is in a state of flux.
No shit.
Becoming something new.
I watch videos like this to make sure I never have to watch series like this.
Hoping it's canceled.
Yeah. How will you be reborn?
Listen, this will not be the first nor the last time a major character is recast and then dealt with the subtlety of a napalm enema. Yes, actors leave projects and characters get recast all the time. Hell, Netflix had to deal with an actress recasting herself in real life, forcing a recast in the show.
Who elected you, Vanya?
It's, Victor.
Who's Victor?
I am. It's who I've always been.
Sure, Jan.
Bet that.
Oh, shit. I didn't even...
Oh, so she decided to transition in real life, so she did transitioned in the show too? They're actors. You're supposed to play roles that aren't supposed to be you. Projecting what's happening to you in your real life into a show. You're failing as an actor.
know about that. Oh my God.
That was awkward, but this one's a little, okay, well, it's a lot different. To state the obvious, Henry Cavill was this entire show.
Yeah.
He was actually a fan of the games and the books. And it is reported that Lauren Hisrich and Netflix were thinking about replacing him in season 2 with Liam Hemsworth, which only would have resulted in the show being canceled sooner. And hell, Netflix saving
Maybe
a lot
that
of
would
money.
have been a good thing.
But the fact of the matter is, Henry couldn't save this show because the writing is abysmal. Let's go back to this line from the...
I've watched videos on the plot summaries of season 2 and 3. I saw season 1. Those plot summaries made me give up hope for the series, and I'm never watching it.
End of the trailer.
How will you be reborn?
Aside from the subtle meta commentary, what the fuck does that even mean? And before anybody gets into, well, that line will obviously have some context in the show. Listen, I've seen all 3 seasons and it ain't happening. Keep in mind, these are the
That's one thing is now that I'm YouTubing and streaming, there's the possibility of sometimes watching shows I would never ordinarily watch just to review them. And so far I haven't done that, but you know, watching bad movies, you know, is going to be bad, and then doing a review, it'd have to be serious demands for me to do that. But I'm going to resist doing reviews of bad movies as long as I can.
The writers, including showrunner Lauren Hissrich, who thought it was a good idea to have Henry Cavill playing the titular character in The Witcher show only appear in 1/3 of his own series. Total running
Is that true?
time for episodes 1 through 5, not
It's true, and it's so stupid.
counting credits, is 4 hours and 35 minutes. Geralt's screen time was 73 minutes, 24.8 seconds. Henry Cavill is only on screen for 27.97% of season 3, part 1. As far as
That's crazy.
It's called The Witcher. Witcher isn't in it that much.
season 3, part 2 is concerned, it's even worse. Total runtime for episodes 6 through 8, not counting credits, is 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 31 seconds.
2
Henry
hours.
Cavill's total screen time, 25 minutes and 3 seconds.
Wait, that's even less.
That means Henry Cavill is only in 16.67% of the final 3 episodes. The truth of the matter,
16%. He's the main character. He's The Witcher. In a show called The Witcher, and he's only in 16%.
What the fuck is going on?
You have activists. That's what happens when you put activists in charge of a show. They want to tell activist stories, and they don't want to do the source material because it doesn't conform to their worldviews. It's hopefully this type of stuff is slowly ending now with the backlash that's coming against this woke nonsense.
there is, I think everyone is in agreement on this one, including Netflix,
him?
whether
Yeah,
they want to
apparently
admit it
they
or not.
did.
From Ted Sarandos down to Lauren Hissrich to Liam
Jesus.
Hemsworth, who hopefully is counting a lot of money to make him feel better, to everybody watching this video, to everyone who's not going to be watching this show. It is cooked. But the good news is they really are bringing people together. Every time Netflix or a fan site
Everybody
posts
hates
some
this.
news, a promotional photo, a clip, or a trailer, they get destroyed in the comments, and it doesn't matter what
do.
the social media platform is. And you would be hard-pressed to even find a positive comment on any social media platform.
No,
But you
I
won't-
don't think any.
This is another franchise like Star Wars and Marvel that's been ruined by activist writers.
Anybody gives a shit about this show anymore. I think that they don't. I think that, again, like the casting decision, like I remember whenever they cast Yennefer, and then the casting director or one of the people that was involved with the decision making said that they wanted to find somebody that wasn't traditionally attractive. It's like, are like, why would you say that? And I don't think that was the exact terminology, but that was the gist of what they were saying. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you say, like, isn't that an insult? What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I remember. Yes, it was something insane. It was exact. I don't remember. Wow.
won't have a hard time finding comments like this. I was willing to give this a chance without Henry Cavill, but the trailers just ruined Liam Hemsworth's career in less than 3
bit
minutes.
much.
Look at all of these strong, confident women preparing for war, while the supposed main character looks weak and constantly questions himself. Rotten Tomatoes will probably give it a 9 out of 10.
Yep.
It looks all right, I suppose. No, it doesn't. But it's not Geralt. Liam is a fine actor, but the shoes he is trying to fill are too big. Cavill is Geralt. Liam is discount Geralt. No matter, y'all butchered the lore anyway. Y'all
Yeah, I care about the lore. It's the foundation of any good franchise, any good TV series or game. And I have grudges against anyone who ruins good lore. And I hold my grudges when it comes to fiction.
which I can say now because I live in Texas, ruined this show.
Oh, nice.
It had unlimited potential, but you all went woke. Hired writers who thought they
It
were
was woke from the beginning. Like, this is one thing, is that if I ever see like a gender swap or a race swap with a character and it's not like Regis being Lawrence Fishburne, like, then yeah, I'm going to
It's a warning flag, a huge warning flag.
assume it's garbage. Like unless you're putting somebody into a role that is like an S tier.
Race swaps and gender swaps show a basic disrespect to the source material. And so if you disrespect the original authors, how they constructed characters, what else are you going to disrespect? Well, history has shown practically everything.
Like goated actor, I am going to assume it's going to be trash. I will. Like I'm going to be real. Why? But why?
Yeah, because it's a good warning sign. It's people learn from patterns. I've seen so many cases of gender swap and race swaps, and then it being trash. It happens like 9 times out of 10 or more. Yeah, it just becomes safe to assume.
The reason why is because you are now putting your social worldview and your politics ahead of being true to the source material. Fundamentally, that's what you're doing. Instead of casting somebody that is...
Exactly. There is no reason to do it. The better a TV series adheres to a book, for example, the better it is for the franchise as a whole. You don't want to have a fractured fan base where some of the fans love the character in the book, but the character in the series is completely different and has a different fan base. And these two groups, I talk to them and they say, oh, I love how he's always strong. And the other goes, what do you mean? He's always weak. And and that type of discourse that fractured fan base cause weakens a franchise.
Accurate to the source material and that would fit the role, you are instead doing something that fits your worldview. And so it shows at the very beginning, a lack of respect for the material and a lack of willingness more of a willingness to put your own opinion in instead of that.
Also, in a lot of these cases where there's gender and race swaps, the people in the show doing the race swaps give the reason for doing it. And they'll say, like, it was too white or too male. Well, that's a huge political bias. It's modern day ideologies which are warping everything.
So that's the reason why. It's categorically a disrespect to the show.
Better than the source material and let go the only person in the entire building who wanted to stay true to the source material.
Yeah.
It's over. Why do you think replacing the main character after 3 seasons will work at all? I'm honestly asking, how fucking retarded are you motherfuckers?
True.
Liam's great. Henry's great. The issue isn't who plays the character.
Yeah.
In this case, it actually is, but I see your point. The issue...
Yeah, there's enough wrong with the rest of the series that even if they hadn't changed Geralt, this show, it was doomed.
Has always been and will be the showrunners and writers messing with what makes the character so great. It's the fundamental misunderstanding that made people leave. All the haters will definitely see it just so they can trash talk every single episode.
No, I won't subjugate myself to that. Luckily, I'm not big enough yet to have an audience demand me to do stuff I hate to do, and so I don't have to do it yet.
Well, yep.
And the comments on the massively ratioed trailer on YouTube aren't any better. Geralt sounding like Thor, cheesy magic, still, Sam Fender background music, witches using swords.
Who the fuck would do that?
Building an army, pretty sure Geralt or Yen never had an army. Global phenomenon. Honestly, at this point, you just gotta laugh. What a company
sad.
I've ended up with. Couldn't have said it better, Geralt. Hard pass.
Damn.
The Witcher 4, Love and Thunder. But I really think Dutch 14 sums it up the best. To the Netflix producers, you had one simple job: turn a best-selling book into a moving picture by taking its story.
And it's also like you had all the games.
Exactly. You had a perfect script already in the books. And look what they did with One Piece, the live-action adaptation. They stayed faithful, and it's a huge success. That's all they had to do here.
Games that did additional lore as well. Like this was the freest show that you could have ever had. Like they basically storyboarded out like the way the characters would act and everything. Like it was a slam. Yeah, this was supposed to be super fucking easy.
That's what angers me. It's not just a special. One is that it could have been so good, and two, that it ruins a fantastic franchise. And the wasted potential, the millions that could have gone to producing something good.
Like, how do you mess this one up, guys? It's
Putting
crazy.
it on the screen.
The
with
blueprint
actors,
was there and
music,
you failed.
Dialogue.
Yeah,
and
they sure
landscapes
did.
As they were described, and yet you failed. You want to know why? Of course you don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Oh.
As you said in one of your interviews, you wanted to tell your own story in The Witcher's world. And the problem is that you and the writer...
Tell your own
And one, your story didn't fit The Witcher's world. Two, your story was bad.
story, and oh God. This is what they do. They get inside of something that's good and they make it bad. That's what they do. They're like, oh, well, no, it's not a...
It's what he's talking about, activists, which I have a burning passion towards hating in entertainment and games because of the damage they've done.
About telling the story. No, I know how to do it. No. We're not gonna listen to the guy that's being paid an infinite amount of money for you just to have the privilege of being able to adapt his books into a story. No, I, the Netflix producer, showrunner that nobody will remember in 5 years, knows totally better than this best-selling author that's being paid infinitely more than me just for the privilege to use his books. No, I know what's best. I'm gonna do it instead. Think about how fucking pretentious that is. It's unreal.
you employ are nobody. And nobody cares about your stories.
all
What
over
I
again?
care about is Sapkowski's stories. His novels are a global phenomenon, not your series. The only
Bleaching
phenomenon
Cloud.
here
I still have to read those novels. I never have.
is that you will still have a job and how your families managed to click 10,000 upvotes for this trailer. Well said, and we'll end it with this. Fans, fix the writing. Henry Cavill, fix the writing. Netflix, no, here's Liam Hemsworth. Fans, we're not going to watch it. Netflix, fans are so toxic.
They're so
and I
bad.
promise you, that's how the
Ooh.
writers for The Witcher, including Lauren Hisrich, have rationalized it in their head. They have actually written a masterpiece. And if it wasn't for those pesky toxic fans, they would have probably gotten their 7 seasons. Instead of
What I think to be funny about this is that with any of these like shows or anything
It's a tragedy all around.
like that, even if you think all of the fans are toxic, they're still not going to buy the show. They're not going to watch the show. They're not going to buy the fucking DVDs or, go see a movie or buy a game. So like, it doesn't really matter. Like this is what I think that these people have a problem with.
You make something that the fans want to buy if you want to make profit. If you want to, that is your job as entertainment. Or to at least, if you want to cater to a really small audience, then make a very, very cheap show or niche show. But you can't market to a mainstream audience and then ignore mainstream opinions and tastes. Your failure as creatives if you do that.
Is that they think because they have like some sort of moral authority that the entire world is going to just kind of align with them and work out anyway. Sometimes you can have the right opinion, but if enough people disagree with you, you're still wrong.
Yes, as an entertainer, to make money, to be successful, you have to give the audience what it wants. And it's not give the audience what you want. You have to give the audience what they want.
And you might think that you're right, but when you're trying to sell a product, you're going to have a bad time. Why do they care so much about putting modern day politics into every project and casting decisions? Because they want to influence people's thought and they want to manipulate the way that they see things. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's again.
Also, it's part of that entire ideology. It affects the actual business side. There being diversity hires in every aspects of the show, even behind the scene and in the writer's room. And to justify their own employment, a lot of these people, they have to spread the value of diversity in the show itself.
Again, I'm the kind of guy, it's like the most obvious answer is probably the correct one. The simplest answer is the correct one. It's because they believe in it.
I'm for merit above all else. And if you hire for merit and you get diversity, great. If you don't, so what?
And they want everybody else to believe in it, and they want to force it on everybody. That's the reason why. Yeah, it's simple. They want people to think like this and see things this way. They're not writers, they're propagandists. I think so. I think in a lot of cases it's true.
being canceled after 5. Oh, and in my last video, we talked about this show costing $500 million. Well, now it's been reported that you can add another 200 million to the total, and now this disaster.
Think how many great we could make several Witcher games for this much money wasted. It's just so tragic.
Cost $750 million. And when it's all said and done for Lauren Hissrich anyway, who wanted to go down in history as the first female showrunner of a hit male-skewing epic fantasy, will go down in obscurity.
If you wanted to be the first big hit of a male-skewing fantasy, then don't make it all female. Don't make all the main characters female. Don't make the focus of every episode on something female. It's cater to your audience.
As just the latest woman who was ruined male-skewing epic fantasy. And as far as
Harry Potter. This is the problem, is that women that write stories like this, and they think about the fact that they're a woman, and that's the focus, well, you're just a fucking retard. I think Expedition 33 was written a lot by a woman. Shadowbringers from Final Fantasy 14 was written by a...
That's both of those fantastic stories worth playing.
Woman. People love that. Harry Potter was written by a woman. There's plenty of women that have written incredible and great stories, and it's not they're not good because it's a girl wrote. What are you, fucking retarded? The fuck is wrong with you?
Those toxic fans are concerned, well, Netflix has made the same mistake as every studio in Hollywood by intentionally mislabeling the
I could believe
passionate
that.
fan as the toxic fan, so they can blame them for all their failures. And I'll leave you on the wise words of Henry Cavill, which might explain to Netflix why he's so popular, and maybe they'll learn that if they had listened to him, he would still be around and the fans would still be around.
When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have, and people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
Agreed. Fantastic video by Nerdrotic, and with commentary by Hasman. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.